The year was 2020. The location was Austin, Texas, and the venue was Quiltcon. My first Quiltcon experience was 2 years ago, and my mission was to go in and purchase just what I needed, which was the metallic grunge for the border of this quilt. But instead, after a few days of walking the trade show, I came home with a super cute bundle and a plan, and that's as far as I got. So here we are 2 years later, still no quilt product made. Just got back from Quiltcon again, so we're gonna make this quilt. So the bundle that I bought was the Charlie Harper Cats and Racks bundle. Originally, I bought the fat quarter bundle because I saw this quilt sample they had hanging on the wall with a different version of it, and I fell in love with it. I needed the pattern. I bought the pattern on my phone right there, so I needed to make this quilt for myself. So this was a me project that has, just like every other me project, gone to the wayside and sat and waited. And today is that day that it comes out of the cupboards. So here's the bundle, super cute. See, I haven't even taken the ribbon off. And this one has 12 fat quarters. And with my pattern, I found that I also needed half yards. So some of them I can get away with the fat quarter bundle. But then before I even left Quiltcon, I realized to make the lap size quilt that I'm gonna make, I needed bigger pieces. So I went back and got bigger pieces. The pattern is Parallel Path by So Brainy. And I've actually made this quilt before. My plan was to buy it and do a small version because I had not sewn curves before. And so that small version looks like this. And it was actually a baby shower gift for my cousin 2 years ago. So that's all done. They're easy, super easy. And I don't know why I kept putting it off, but I just let it sit. So I'm gonna show you some of the fabrics that are in the half yard pieces so then you can imagine what's to come. So we've got these Siamese with spiders. Got these calicos, so cute. And this is that birch fabric, so it's super nice feelings. A good hand, I believe is what they say. And here's some raccoons. This was one of my favorites. The raccoons with the watermelon. And then this one's another one with a calico cat. And of course they're like eating mice. This one's got bird in his mouth. This is what I imagine Trixie like. This one's got some lizards. This is why Trixie's not an outside cat. And then this one, these raccoons have some corn. One of the ones in here, you can't see it. There's one where they're like barbecuing and it's the cutest little thing ever. So I'm so excited about this fabric. My problem is I never got a background for it. So one of the first things we need to do is head out to the shop and get some background. I think I'm gonna be looking for a nice neutral grunge. I considered some like blues and stuff, but I really think a white or a cream is gonna be where I'm headed at. And let's go take a look so we can start getting this all cut out and good to go. So since I've got all these colors in here, I think I'm gonna go with a white. So we've got composition white, white, and vanilla. I think I'm gonna go with this one just because the splashes of green are really fun. So let's get that cut. So now today's another Monday. I think I'm finally back in a normal routine post Quiltcon. And so I have some errands to run today, and one of those being getting my pattern printed out. So usually I could just read my pattern off my phone, no problem. But since this one for the Cats and Racks has some templates, I kind of need those printed out, and my printer has been acting up. Like it doesn't want to print paper sometimes. It definitely doesn't want to print cardstock, which is what I want my templates on. So as we're running around today, I'm gonna go to Kinko's, get that printed out, and then maybe stop another quilt shop just for the fun of it. Time for a quick stop at Fabric Garden, so we'll see what's inside. All right, so I just got out of Fabric Garden. It was just a quick little stop just to see what they've had. They had some cute stuff. I didn't want to wait around and have things cut, so I found a few little fat quarters that I took home with me. So let's see what I got. So the first one I picked up was this guy. This is a Free Spirit one. These leopards were cute. It's kind of got like a dusty blue background. And then this one's a nice little blender, little black and white triangles. And then I figured since we're still wearing masks for dance class and I'm still teaching, if I get around to making masks, which I haven't done in over a year, maybe I'll make myself a dance teaching mask, but if not, it's cute. So I'll have a little ballet shoes in my stash, but just 3 little fat quarters. And now back to parallel pathing. So my pattern is shown for 8 prints. So these are the 6 that I have in my big half yards. And then these are the 6 that I just have in fat quarters. So since there's 12 prints all together and I have a bunch of big ones and small ones, I think what I'm gonna try and do is see if I can incorporate all 12 prints in a happy way and see what goes from there. So I'll definitely be using my big half yards for the bigger pieces, obviously, because some of them are like 30 some odd inches long, and see if I can get my fat quarters to fill in the other ones. If not, we maybe have some doubling up of prints. So we will see what's gonna happen. I'm gonna use the floor since these are all fat quarters. I don't think they'll stick to my design wall the same way. So let's see what we can figure out for a layout. So here's what I think is my final layout. I've got all the cat ones in there that I want in there. The cat ones do have duplicates, and when I only had one raccoon one that was a duplicate, I went ahead and swapped that one out because it was another watermelon one for this one where they're in logs and there's like a skunk on there. So then all the raccoon ones are different. The cat ones have some duplicates, and then I've got a little bit of black in each row except for this row, but that brings in the green from up there, so I didn't want to switch that one out. So now I've got to iron out my fat quarters that I need and get cutting. I've only cut one block so far, and I've already made an oops. This one was supposed to be here, and and this was supposed to be 20 some odd inches, and I looked at the wrong one, and that's only 12 inches, so I had to shuffle it around, and so hopefully this stays balanced, and this being right in the same row. I think that's gonna bother me. So, I don't know what to do now. I'm having quite a predicament, so stay tuned and we'll see what happens. So after all those great decisions and great debates and everything, the verdict that I came to is I went ahead and ordered another half yard of that fabric that I miscut. I looked at my other options, I tried switching them around and all the things, and I just couldn't come up with a good layout that made up for it. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get all my curved pieces cut, get all that I can done, and then wait for the mail to show up for that last bit so that I can finish it up and it'll be a quilt top in the end. So unfortunately it's like piece number 5, so it's not even on the end of a row, it's in the middle, so we'll have to wait for that to come and then we'll finish it up. So for now, let's go cut out some templates, trace them, and get some pieces curved up. So besides my missing piece, that's supposed to be here Monday is what my shipping update says. All my rows are together, and now I need to make the sashing that goes in between the rows. And I think that's it. I don't think anything goes on the top and bottom, but I will have to double check my pattern. But I'm gonna go sew a whole bunch of 2.5 inch strips together and then cut them down to size. So here we are a week later since our miscut adventure. And the good news is the mail has come. So we're gonna pop this open, double check, make sure it's the right one, and then get that block all set and good to go so that this quilt top can be complete. So let's bust out the scissors. These are my paper scissors. These are actually, they say dad's on them because my dad would label his scissors. Where is the opening to this? Oh, I see what they did. They put it on the back flap side. So we're gonna make sure I'm not cutting any fabric inside. Ta-da! New piece of raccoons. So I'm gonna go get cutting. The boo-boo block is complete. It's all corner rounded. Got those on. So now I've just got to put it into its row. And then next thing you're gonna see is I'm gonna start sewing some sashing on. So I've got sashing that goes in between the blocks, and there is actually sashing that goes all the way around. So we'll check back in once that's all complete, but we're almost there. very productive Monday over here. My quilt top's all done. So I've got all my borders and sashing on, my inner middle strips. This missing block is intact. And now it's ready to quilt. So now I've got the great debate of what to put on the back, whether I'm gonna do a cotton back or a minky back. I think this will be a cute little couch quilt. So it'll be a good size. I mean, it's just under 6 feet tall. So it's a good size for me. Probably won't be able to share it. Granted, somebody will probably try and steal it from me, but it's super cute. So I'm very happy with how this turned out. Some of my corners seams are a little off, but I think getting them all quilted will really hold those edges down. And I'm just excited to get this done. And then I guess I'm also gonna debate binding. I think a green binding would look really cool. Like these greens in here, since they're kind of everywhere. And if I did, I'm also thinking green for the backing, whether I do minky or cotton. So the great debates shall begin. I'm gonna go lay this on the floor so then you can get a better look at the whole thing.